You've never seen such a bizarre creature. It has 12 long legs, with 2 heads front and back, controlling both forward and backward movements with ease. It's incredibly impressive, but its coolness doesn't last 3 seconds. It's swallowed by a huge tentacle from the tree in one bite, leaving Jerry and Martin staring in awe. The tree actually ate an insect. What the heck is it doing? In Martin's shock, he accidentally stepped on a bug. The scene is unbearable. Then a swarm of creatures rushed up. In an instant, they devoured the remains completely. Even their own kind isn't spared. To figure out what kind of creature it is, Martin wants to catch one to study. This creature, like a landmine and a crab, keeps retreating, trying to escape. The next second, a big claw suddenly reaches out, pinches it under the claw, and stuffs it into its mouth. An even bigger and stranger creature appears. This creature looks so strange. It's like a spider. Funny thing is, its head looks like a round butt. It makes Martin laugh out loud. Where do these bizarre creatures come from? A few days ago, an asteroid went off course and landed on Earth. At this time, Golden-haired was driving a sports car, taking his inflatable girlfriend for a ride. They arrived at a small cabin. He dragged his girlfriend into the house, poured gasoline, and lit a match. He actually set the cabin on fire. Then Golden-haired kicked open the wooden door, saved the girlfriend, and gave her artificial respiration. But at this moment, a fireball fell from the sky, heading straight for Golden-haired. Golden-haired was scared and ran away. Even the girlfriend was abandoned. After a few steps, the fireball slammed into Golden-haired's sports car. The car was instantly blown into the sky. After spinning 7,200 degrees, it crashed heavily to the ground. The meteor also smashed an 80-foot deep crater into the ground. Martin and Jerry are university professors. They immediately came to the pit. A huge meteorite fell from the sky. The meteorite was covered with moss. Martin and Jerry wanted to take a piece of the meteorite back for research. A hammer down, the meteorite actually flowed out of an unknown liquid. Jerry put the unknown liquid under the microscope to observe. This look is not a big deal. Jerry was completely shocked. The single-celled organisms in the liquid are rapidly dividing at a square rate. 1 became 2, 2 became 4, 4 became 8, and soon the slide was shattered. Jerry quickly analyzed the DNA of the single cell, found that its DNA is composed of 10 chromosomes, while humans only have 4. Jerry immediately realized that these creatures came from outer space. Jerry told Martin the amazing discovery. Martin was stunned at a glance. In just a short while, the single-celled organism has evolved into a multicellular organism. 200 million years of evolution on Earth. These creatures only took a few hours. Such an astonishing rate of evolution has never been seen before. Martin immediately got excited, as if the Nobel Prize was beckoning to him. Have you ever seen such a meteor crater? In just one night, a cluster of plants grew around the meteor, covered with a layer of mist, emitting an odor like rotten eggs. Jerry inferred that these plants had created a special atmosphere adapted to their survival. Suddenly, the blondie felt something crawling on her foot. Jerry quickly parted the mist. The sight before him made his jaw drop. In just 18 hours, the ground was covered with tapeworms. Everyone jumped in fright. Jerry further confirmed that these creatures were rapidly evolving. He picked up a tapeworm to take back for research. But as soon as he picked it up, the worm stopped moving. It turned out that they couldn't survive once they left the environment they created. Jerry collected some of the gas. Together with the tapeworm, he took it back for study. An even more magical thing happened. The tapeworm could reproduce asexually, directly splitting from one worm into 2. The 2 realized the seriousness of the situation, and immediately returned to the meteor crater, only to find that the crater had been taken over by the military. It turned out that Golden-haired found many bugs coming out of the storage room. As soon as he opened the storage room, the water tank suddenly began to boil. A bizarre creature emerged. The military also discovered the meteor crater, prohibiting Martin and Jerry from continuing their research, which was then taken over by a female doctor. They had no choice but to return to the laboratory, only to find that previous samples and research results had all been plundered. In order to retrieve their research results, Martin and Jerry disguised themselves and infiltrated the meteorite base, just in time to meet researchers. Bringing out a huge fly collected from the crater, the 2 immediately put on protective suits and entered the crater. In just 3 weeks, the crater had turned into a tropical rainforest, filled with novel plants and animals, which left Martin and Jerry stunned. They wanted to dig up another piece of meteorite to take away, completely unaware of a huge mosquito eyeing Martin not far away. At this time, the female doctor and her assistant found them from the monitor, and immediately came to the crater. No one paid attention as the mosquito quietly landed on Martin's back. Its sharp mouth gently scratched and pierced through Martin's protective suit. It slipped in. Martin was itchy and tried to scratch. The mosquito had nowhere to escape and crawled into the helmet. scaring Martin into a panic. Jerry immediately increased the oxygen in the protective suit, trying to suffocate the mosquito, but the mosquito, with nowhere to hide, directly crawled into Martin's body. Now Martin was completely panicked. Everyone quickly took Martin to the hospital. There was a mosquito moving inside Martin's body. Everyone present was terrified. What if it swims to the heart? The mosquito came to Martin's thigh. The doctor suggested an immediate amputation. Martin loudly stopped it. But at this time the mosquito turned around and went back. Once it enters the brain, it's over. Martin immediately agreed to the amputation. Unexpectedly, the mosquito changed direction again, crawling towards Martin's large intestine. The doctor decisively decided to catch the mosquito through Martin's anus. A 1-meter-long forceps inserted into Martin's buttocks. The sour and refreshing taste. It hurt Martin to cry out. Fortunately, the doctor was skilled. After lots of hard work, he caught the mosquito. As soon as the mosquito touched the air, it flapped a few times and died. However, more and more bizarre creatures appeared. At night, a man wanted to date his lover. Accidentally spilled champagne on his pants. Just went to the water's edge to wash his hands. A monster came out of the water. The man was scared and ran away. The monster directly knocked down the man, biting his leg and dragging him into the water. The man was instantly dragged into the water and died. The next day, Golden-Haired brought the monster to Martin and Jerry. It turned out that Golden-Haired was nearby at the time. Golden-Haired said that the monster left the water. It soon suffocated and died. It seems that the alien creatures have not adapted to the Earth's environment for a while. But soon, strange bugs appeared in the homes of the citizens. A woman opened the door to the storage room. Have you ever seen such a creature? A cute creature came out, blinking its big eyes, instantly melting the woman's heart. She reached out to touch the little cutie, but the next second, the cutie opened its big mouth, and a head emerged from inside, biting the woman's hand. Fortunately, the woman broke free in time. Everyone was scared stiff. Another woman quickly fetched a gun, aiming at the little cutie. Unexpectedly, the cutie suddenly convulsed. Before the woman could shoot, it fell to the ground dead. Jerry, Martin, and Golden-Haired, upon hearing the news, rushed over to check the situation. They found that the bugs were all emerging from the ground. The cutie also died because it couldn't adapt to the Earth's environment. Golden-Haired also made a new discovery. A patch of open ground was covered with the bodies of pterosaurs. In such a short time, the alien creatures had completed the 200 million years of evolution on Earth. Fortunately, they haven't adapted to Earth's environment yet. Jerry and his team found a dying pterosaur. It struggled to stand up, breathing heavily, spitting out a huge sphere from its mouth, and immediately died. A pterosaur emerged from the sphere. It instantly grew several times larger, flapping its wings and flying away. Apparently, the latest generation of evolution has already adapted it to Earth's environment. The pterosaur crashed through the glass of the Lily Company. It roared angrily, scaring everyone into fleeing. At this moment, a woman in the fitting room heard someone constantly banging on the door. As soon as she opened the door, she was stunned on the spot. The pterosaur raised its claws, directly dragged her out, grabbing her and rampaging through the mall. Jerry and his two friends immediately aimed their guns at the pterosaur, but the pterosaur suddenly disappeared. Golden-Haired saw a microphone and wanted to sing to attract the pterosaur. His singing was a disaster. Unexpectedly, it really attracted the pterosaur. Martin quickly and bravely rescued the woman. Jerry took the chance to shoot the pterosaur several times. Jerry and his team admired their trophy, thinking about how to eat the pterosaur. The pterosaur suddenly opened its eyes, struggling to get up. Jerry and his team quickly fired a few more shots, finally killed the pterosaur. The incident finally alarmed the governor. He came to the meteor crater. The alien creatures are evolving too fast. Within a week, the entire state will be invaded by alien creatures. In 2 months, the whole of America will fall. At this time, Jerry and his two friends also arrived at the base. Suddenly, a monitor was damaged. Then an ape appeared in the monitor. The ape punched and shattered the monitor. Soon all the monitors were damaged. At this time, the elevator bell rang. Just as everyone thought the ape would come up from the elevator was empty. Then the ape jumped out of the meteor crater, landing on the soldiers, grabbing Jerry's face, lifting him up. The soldiers aimed their guns at the ape. Afraid of hitting Jerry, they didn't dare to shoot for a while. At the critical moment, Martin lifted a box and swung it at the ape, saving Jerry, but he was directly slapped away by the ape's iron palm. Fortunately, Golden-Haired fired in time, killed the ape and saved Martin. The alien creature's evolution has spiraled out of control. The governor immediately decided to use incendiary bombs to completely destroy the meteor crater. Evacuation of the public began immediately. Jerry and his team returned to the lab, where Jerry discovered the extraterrestrial liquid first found. He lit a cigarette and casually flicked the burning match, which happened to land on the alien liquid. In the next second, the extraterrestrial organisms in the liquid rapidly divided and expanded 1,000-fold. Everyone instantly understood that the catalyst for evolution was the heat source. A single match had already caused the cells to multiply 1,000 times. What would countless incendiary bombs do? They would become even larger. Jerry immediately notified the military, but the commander didn't want to listen to Jerry's advice at all. Jerry suddenly thought, humans are carbon-based life forms. With arsenic being a deadly toxin, the alien creatures, being nitrogen-based, would be fatally poisoned by selenium. To eliminate all the alien creatures, at least 500 gallons of selenium would be needed. But where could they find so much selenium at once? Then the Fat brothers said, there's a lot of selenium in shampoo. Having found a solution, everyone sprang into action immediately. They filled a fire truck with selenium, and then rushed towards the meteor crater. They had to stop the incendiary bombs from going off before it was too late. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. The giant creature continued to expand, and humanity had to destroy it. The military detonated the incendiary bombs in advance, turning the meteor crater into an instant sea of fire. The alien creature, catalyzed by the heat, expanded and spread visibly, swallowing all creatures, fusing into a monstrous creature with giant tentacles. A colossal monster emerged from the ground, its huge tentacles slapping houses into fragments with a single blow. The monster, like a small mountain, slowly approached the governor, who was petrified with fear. Soldiers hastily opened fire, but the monster was impervious to bullets. The soldiers quickly retreated, but with one slap from the monster, countless soldiers met their demise. Just then, the monster began to split. Jerry and his team counterattacked with the fire truck, driving it under the monster. Finally finding the monster's mouth, the monster let out an invincible fart, stunning them with the foul smell. But they still endured the stench. Set up the ladder, and Martin inserted the hose into the monster's mouth. Then the monster's body began to change, with boils surging one after another. Jerry's team quickly evacuated the scene. Just as they escaped, the monster behind them self-destructed. They finally saved the Earth, becoming great heroes to mankind. The end of the film. The film is called Evolution. I recommend everyone to watch the original film. Like the video. Please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.